Alright, hey guys, I want to show you a few upgrades I've done to my bike, and sorry I didn't film them. I don't know why I didn't film them, just forgot the camera I guess. Okay, one is, got this LED fuel gauge. It's the glass face, I guess they call it. It's got LEDs in behind it. I've got the matching cap. Push down and pop up, twist it off. Very easy to work. And let's see, here's what it looks like when you fire it up. I don't have quite a full tank. And to my surprise, I thought that was supposed to be blue LED, and it's red, which is fine. It actually works out better because it matches the tack that I have had on the bike for quite some time. And then I also just replaced this speedometer, so it actually kind of fits right in with the scene. So anyway, let me go back to the fuel gauge. It's very easy to do. This whole bezel and everything will pop up out of here. Actually, with this one here, it'll pop up out just the same way as that fuel cap does. And I got lucky because I had an LED gauge on there before, so I didn't really have to fool so much with doing any kind of wiring. I will say this, the original is hardwired, and it comes out underneath the tank right here. So when you pull that fuel gauge up out of there, you got to be careful that you don't, I mean, it'll actually disconnect. There's a quick connect right here, but you're going to have to splice it and all that. And you can see it's a little chilly out here in my shed. And let me refer to this here. Here's the original fuel gauge. As you can see, it does not disconnect. It may up inside here, but I didn't go that far. I basically cut the wires off because they gave you plenty. And then here's the one that I had that had been on there, which set down and kind of above, you know, like the original fuel cap did, and the LEDs is right here on the sides. But with that new one, I got lucky. This harness was the same. 4-prong, basically plug and play. So I got real lucky. Just make sure you do this. You check your bike. I seen a guy had a YouTube video up the other day, and he was changing a fuel gauge on a Heritage softail. This is a Fatboy, 07 Fatboy, and he supposedly had 4 wires that he had to mess with. I don't really understand that, but I don't know how new of a model he had. So anyway, that's just fairly easy. Everything's color coded, as you can see here, because this is the wiring harness that would go with go with that actual gauge right there. You can see they're color coded the same. Actually, it looks to me like you probably actually could run the wires down through the harness there and knock them out of the plug and just tap them right back in. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you that. And of course, as you can see, I have a speedometer here. I replaced that too. And of course that is very, very simple. All you gotta do is take this acorn nut off, and the whole dash will pop up. And the thing you gotta be careful with though, like I used, which worked out pretty good, I don't know where it's at, I actually used an old pellet case. Lifted the dash up and it pretty much covered this whole area, so you don't scratch anything. And yeah, that's a scratch from, it was in there when I bought it. But anyway, I did lose a few of the functions. This is an older speedometer, and like the old one here, I don't think you could even really see it. You might with this light. There's a key here that lights up, and which is the alarm system. And there's actually right over in this area here, there's a 6 that will light up for the 6-speed. I don't even know if I'm holding this camera very good for y'all to see anything. But anyway, and this actually, the display had the time in it, where this one doesn't. Now, I'm sure the curiosity's got everybody, the mileage. Well, let me back up. When you pull that dash off, if you look on YouTube, there's plenty of videos that shows how you take the locking device out of the back. It's very, very simple. 3 little ears you pull off and the whole speedometer will come out. And I will say this, when you put it back in, this little rubber grommet here, seal, take like some PB Blaster or WD-40 or something and just put around the inside of that seal, because otherwise it'll just keep folding down in. It's kind of got like a little lip on it that fits right around this. That's like kind of like a bezel, and then the speedometer will slide down through it. So okay, anyway, back to the mileage. No, I wasn't able to transfer the mileage. I did write it down. The difference on the mileage, this is 5,470 miles. I'm not really too concerned about it because, one, I don't ever plan on getting rid of the bike. 2, I have it recorded. And 3, this bike is got an ECM in it, so the mileage should still be stored in the ECM. Now, I did some research and tried to find out, because like you buy these new ones, speedometers, and you can they got a data port card or cord, I mean. According to the way I seen, that kind of sort of only works with them new multicolor gauges and stuff like that. And then once you drive the vehicle 31 miles, it's married to that ECM anyway. The only way to reset it, send it back to Harley or someone that's authorized to do so. So, in that aspect, I'm not all that bothered about it. Yeah, I am the type of person, I like things to be legit, and would rather it be all fixed up in the way it's supposed to be, but unfortunately you can't have everything. So anyway, I want to show you how this all comes uniform now. I wanted that aluminum face speedometer to go along with this tack. So let me turn some lights out here so you can see this. You can see that's what it looked like in the daylight. Of course with that looks real good. Let me turn some of these lights out. This is actually a little bit dimmer than this, but I think it's all going to work out. Yeah, and like I said, it don't have quite the functions. It still has the trips. Of course, obviously I've only rode it a couple tenths of a mile. It's still pretty cold here where I'm at. So, but anyway, that's kind of some of the upgrades that I have done here in the past few weeks. And oh, by the way, I did want you to see this. I got a new lift here. This cord hanging out, that's one of my fancy little jobs I've done to have a port to charge things. A while back, I think I have a video on that. But bought this lift at Harbor Freight, and I tell you what, it does awesome. I mean, I'd rather have an air one. Uh-oh, losing my stuff here. I would much rather have an air lift, but with me working in a shed that don't have electricity and I gotta run a generator, by the time I turn all that on and get the air built up, I can have it up in the air anyway. So it does have a safety catch to it. You slide this in either whichever one you want, here or here, whichever. I really haven't seen a need to use it a whole lot because I don't leave it up. Now, these come with the lift, for tie down, security. I added this one and this one on both sides, and I have one here, which come to find out it's kind of senseless. But I moved them up here to the front. That way, with them here, your tie downs end up being up against your gear shift and all that. So, and here's a little add-on I did there around Christmas time. Put different foot pegs on. So, anyway, that's kind of like my new little stuff here. And there's the ramp. It's got two little pins here and here. Go right here, and it'll actually stay on there if you lift the bike up. But it's just kind of in the way. The only thing I will say is watch these edges here. I've done ripped a couple pairs of pants. Get up against them doing something, it'll put a hole right in your jeans. But you wouldn't believe how much stuff you see when this bike's up in the air that you don't when you think you got it clean. So, oh, and I will. The other thing too, when you put it down, you got to be careful. If you just hold it wide open, she'll fly down. You got to let it down easy, see? But here's something I want to give. I ain't know what I'm saying, but anyway, this right here, road ready. Just got this bag. This guy's stuff is awesome. It's all waterproof. This is called the Weekender bag. I've gotten bags ever since I've had this bike. Here's the overnight one, and then just this little small carry-on one. I think between all them bags, I was I think I got $160 worth of bags there, and all the stuff's guaranteed. So, some awesome stuff. He's got a Harrisburg. If you go to roadready.com on your computer, his stuff's there. I will say this, it says on there to make sure you measure everything before you place your order. Now this is me. I haven't seen on there when I ordered this one online. All the others I've gotten at the bike shows or whatever. And so what I did was, when I got this one here, I measured this. It was 7 inches, my backrest, 7 inches. I didn't see a place on there when I placed my order. So I actually called the number, and it went right to a voicemail. And I just left my name and what size that was, and left a message. And they actually emailed me back the next day that they confirmed what I was ordering and all that, and with the 7 inches. And it came, it showed up like 3 days later. So anyway, it's starting to get chilly here. I got to turn the heater back on. I didn't want to run it because I was afraid to make too much noise to hear me. So I hope this is somewhat helpful to you. You know, that's basically all I got for right now. Sorry I didn't do this step by step as I was putting it together, taking it apart and putting it together, but just how it worked out. Alright, thanks for watching.